Hello all, welcome to the chapter Visualizing Solid Shapes. So let's move on in the journey of visualizing solid shapes. So what is a 3D or a solid shape? That's the first question. So an object or a figure which has 3 dimensions, that is length, breadth and height, are called solid or 3-dimensional shapes. So which are the 3 dimensions? Length, breadth and the height. In a cube, all of them are equal. Now, next we have parts of a solid. Solid consists of 3 parts as follows. Faces are the flat surfaces of a solid. Edges are the lines of the solid or the meeting of 2 faces. And vertices are meeting points of the edges. For a simpler explanation, I have something for you. And this picture clears it up. Now, we have types of solids and the arrows clear that there are 3 types of solids, which are pyramids, prism and polyhedrons. Let us move towards first type of solid, that is pyramid. So, a pyramid is defined as a 3-dimensional structure encompassing a polygon as its base. So it's clearly understood that the base is always a polygon and triangles arising from it. The number of edges in the base gives it a name. Like the picture behind is of a square pyramid. The triangles are called lateral faces. Next we have a prism. Now, a solid object with 2 identical ends and flat sides are called a prism. The shape of the ends give the prism a name, right? So, the cross sections give it a name, like this is a triangular prism behind, as the cross sections are triangles. Similarly, a cube is a square prism. Now we have polyhedrons. A polyhedron is simply a 3-dimensional solid which consists of a collection of polygons usually joined at their edges. Right, so it is a very free of rules shape as it has only 2 rules, that's flat faces and straight edges. Now we have nets of a solid. So a net of a solid is the outline of its faces. If we open up any solid structure, we get its net. Some of them are shown ahead. Now we have a cone, cylinder, triangular prism, pentagonal prism, its net looks like a star. Wow, this looks like a ninja star which is going to form a square pyramid. Now, visualization makes it easier to understand. With this thought in mind, the presentation has got it refreshed with the visuals, but this is not all about the nets. There could be more than 1 nets for a single figure also. This proves that, for example, if we take a dice, it can be unfolded in many different ways. Now, we have a new topic, that is Eulers Rule. Now, Leonard Euler was a famous mathematician who discovered the rule called Eulers Rule about solid shapes with straight edges only, which stated as faces plus vertices minus edges equals to 2. An example of icosahedron is given here. But for one more example, I have one more example to give it to you. Let's take a cube. In this, the number of faces are 6, number of vertices are 8, number of edges are 12. So, 6 plus 8 minus 12 should be equal to 2. So 14 minus 12 is of course equal to 2. So hence we have proved the Euler's rule. So let's move on. Summary. Don't memorize but understand. Solids are anything that has 3 dimensions, that is length, breadth and height. There are mainly 3 types of solids: prism, pyramid and polyhedrons. Prism is formed by joining 2 congruent shapes with straight edges and parallel lines. Pyramid is formed by keeping triangles on the base respectively to their names. Polyhedrons are formed by straight lines. They have their names in respect to the number of sides. Net of shape is the raw material needed to make it. And here I am with the maths bites. The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. Thank you. Presented by Shubhrika Singh, 8th A, roll number 50, maths activity.